Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Um, let's see. Got to share some things. And hopefully, I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. Yeah, you can hear me. Say hello. Hi, Antoinette. Let me just share this um, to my page and then I'll do my hellos. And fortunately, some of y'all gonna be shifting in your seats because that's how I do. Um, you're gonna be a little bit uncomfortable. Hi, Sade. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to glow. My the place that I eat at downstairs. He was like, "Look at you, Tina. You get a little color on you." I'm like, "Oh, you noticed that, huh?" Because I really ain't been hanging. Well, sort of, kind of not hanging out that much, y'all. Um, I've been hanging out that much. Let me see. Where is it? My stand is not here. So gotta try to stand something my phone up because y'all know sometimes Facebook don't let me see everything that's going on. And I want to say, make sure I see it. Hi, Ophelia. Hello, everybody. Please get some of your girlfriends in here. Tag some of your girlfriends. Hi, Marie. Get some of your girl. We're gonna have a little bit of girl talk this afternoon. I know some of you may be working. Come back and watch the replay. We're gonna talk about this thing about being uncomfortable to get what you want. Um, so get everybody in here. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I'm glowing. Grandma Jenny been busy. I've been on the beach. I've been walking, getting a little color. Today was a really full day of work because y'all know I have to eat. Yes, I do. And I like to stay here longer, so I got to work in order to make all of that happen. But we're going to talk a little bit about being uncomfortable. I've had several conversations, and so I'm like, okay, let me just bring it to my peoples, bring it to my ladies, because y'all got me tired. Yeah, y'all got me tired. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And so I'm going to help some of y'all. Some of y'all going to listen. Some of y'all going to ignore me. Some of y'all, we're going to have this conversation a year from now. Some of y'all. Not all of y'all, but some of y'all. And it's amazing what we will or will not do when we are uncomfortable. Some of you are, I'm probably going to be reading your journals, I'm going to be all in your business. In relationships. Don't want to be there no more. Romantic relationships. Some of you are in family relationships. That one person you don't want nothing to do with no more. Some of you are in business relationships. You got to deal with certain people. You really don't want to deal with them no more. Some of you are in JOB relationships. Ooh, JOB got you tired. You don't want to be in that relationship anymore. But the most interesting thing about being in the relationships is, at what point do you get so uncomfortable that you start putting forth the effort to make it different, to make that shift? Because until you truly become pissed off, uncomfortable, you're not going to do anything. It's like people who are got that JOB and know for a fact that every 2 weeks, every week, every month, twice a month, however your coins come in, You're not going to work as hard in your business or your side hustle because you know for a fact that you have money coming in. So the pressure isn't on you as much. So you're lackadaisical about it. You play in it. You're like, I don't want to do it today, but maybe I'll do it tomorrow, or, you don't put in the same amount of effort as you did in your job, or you do in your job. When it comes to the beginning of a relationship, and then after you and boo thing got all booed up, and you don't put in the same amount of effort once you got 100% booed up. You got comfortable. And anybody hear me? So now that you've gotten comfortable, at some point, discomfort came in. And you're like, I don't want to do this no more. I don't like this anymore. I don't like them anymore. Here's the big one. I'm no longer happy as I was in the beginning. The thrill, the excitement has dissipated. So now you have to ask yourself, what am I willing to do? What steps am I willing to take? And it's going to require, not always, but sometimes, a smidgen of discomfort to get to where you want to be. A sister friend reached out to me and asked me some questions about my leap from corporate America. And I was very transparent with her because I believe in not sugarcoating. You've been around me long enough, straight no chaser, anything. Especially if it's going to help somebody else. That's my free information. Let's be clear, that's the free information. But if you're going to start digging deep and want me to pick my brain, there's a fee associated with that. So in this discussion that I've had numerous times about taking that leap, the one thing that I said, and I say to everybody, my well-being trumps everything else. A relationship, family, job, whatever it is. My well-being is priority number one. And it isn't until you are able to get to that point that there are some things that are going to make you uncomfortable in order for you to have your well-being to where you need it to be. Anybody ever suffer from clinical depression? That was the catalyst of my well-being is priority number one. Because being very clear that I never ever wanted to go back to that space of discomfort. And trust me, sometimes I slipped, tripped, and fell back in, but not as hard. I knew for a fact I never wanted to go back to that place. And so, in order to avoid it, there are certain things we have to do in our lives. There are certain ways we have to act in our lives. There are certain words we have to use in our lives in order to avoid going back to that dark, uncomfortable, non-eating, non-socialization, crying, painful stage in our life. Y'all feel me? And so whatever gets you out of that space, you start infusing more of it in your life. You give yourself more of the things that feed you joy. But in order for that to also happen, you're going to have to release some of those things that are bringing you discomfort and pain, anxiety, aggravation, all those not so positive words. And it's something that's required on a consistent basis, not an inconsistent basis. Do y'all feel me? So when you sit down and you look at where you are right now, and if you are able to identify one thing that is wreaking havoc on your life, then you have to ask yourself, what do I need to do to change it? Where do I start? And you can't, everybody write the word denial, D-E-N-I-A-L, denial. I read this somewhere. Denial. Don't even notice I am lying. Denial. Don't even notice I'm lying that I'm happy. Don't even notice I'm lying about everything's okay. Don't even notice I am lying about I'm just going to sit here and wait on God. Don't even notice I'm lying about it's going to be okay. Don't even know I am lying about whatever it is. We sit in denial, waiting for something magical to happen. But the only way the magic happens is if you choose to get off your AZZ and do something different about it, to make something different happen. So my sister friend is like, you took the leap. And I'm like, girl, everybody keeps looking. See, here's the problem with most people. And I don't know most people, I'm just saying. We keep looking at the exterior of what someone is doing. But you don't know the process of what they went through to get there. You don't know about the late nights. You don't know about the phone calls. You don't know about the work that was required. You don't know about the sleepless nights. You just see the end result. So while I was reminding her about this journey that was taken 4 years ago, when I said, when I made the decision to leap, girl, I'm looking down like, shit, ain't no safety net down there. She's like, what? I said, I looked down. So my version of looking down was, I'm looking at my bills. I'm looking at my bank account. I'm looking at my debt. And I'm like, I don't have a safety net. But my well-being was a priority. If you fall, girl, it's going to hurt. But if you stay, girl, you're going to be in pain. If you fall, girl, there's no bounce back. If you fall, girl, you got 2 feet to stand on. See, I want to make sure, so this message is for somebody because you're going to get it. I want to make sure you get it because, I'm being spoken to. These things, these skills, the people, we all got it. I mean, my mind was, yeah, there's no safety net. But you worked in corporate America since you were 17. You got skills, girl. And you poured those skills into other people in the other corporations. Many times you were appreciated, and then there were the occasions when you were unappreciated. But it didn't stop you. You still kept showing up. Because you needed to eat, and oh, wait a minute. You got little people to feed, person. You got to still feed somebody else. It ain't just about you. So now you're taking a leap. You don't have a safety net, and you're bringing somebody with you. You going to stand on your feet, or you're just going to keep free falling? Because the well-being was a priority, ladies. Fear, I didn't have time to have fear. See, most of you are so afraid of what's going to happen that you haven't even taken the steps to see what's going to happen. I hope you caught that. Oh, but what if this happens? And what if this happens? You ain't even done shit yet to see what's going to happen because you were too afraid to move. You ain't even had the conversation with some people to see what's going to happen because you're too afraid of the conversation. You allowing your fears to stop you. And most times, the fear is not even your own. It's somebody else's. You're just like, well, so-and-so. Ophelia said, girl, you can't do that. And I'm sitting over there like, Sophia, you're right. I can't do that. Even though you've probably done it before. This is the funny thing. So now, you holding on to not only your fears, but Ophelia's fears too. And you're like, no, I can't move. I'm going to stay here and be paralyzed. I'm going to stay here and be miserable in this relationship, thinking I can't do anything by myself, and I can't get somebody better because that's what they make me think. I'm going to stay here in this job knowing I got all these great skills and this damn education that they paid for, or I paid for, or I'm still paying for. And they thinking I can't get another job, or better yet, I can't start my own business that I've been wanting to start for a long, long time. Yeah, I'm holding on to all their stuff. Telling me that I'm brave. No, I'm not brave. I want to live my life different. But sometimes we still sitting there in denial. I'm going to make it work. When people say, I'm going to do, Tina. I sit in my mind, I say, and sometimes outwardly, because I can't bite my tongue sometimes, if you were going to do it, you would have done it already. I'm waiting for the kids to get older. I'm waiting for the kids to graduate high school. I'm waiting for the kids to graduate college. I'm waiting for the kids to get married. You know, I'm still taking care of my parents. I gotta wait for them to do stuff, so, I gotta wait. I still gotta wait. I'm gonna wait till I'm retirement age. I'm gonna wait till my pension, I'm gonna wait till this. You're still waiting? Life passing you by and you still miserable as all hell? And got grumpier? All of a sudden you realize you turned into your parents? And you're sitting there waiting. Don't know still what you're waiting on. Waiting for money to get right? How your money gonna get right if you ain't doing nothing to make your money right? Wait till I pay off this. Well, do something extra so you can pay something off so you can get it done. It isn't until you get uncomfortable. I mean, down in the dirt, uncomfortable, before you start moving. It's funny because now, with this crazy ass year that we've been through, Everybody's uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable when it comes to health. They're uncomfortable when it comes to the whole politics that's going on. And somehow we've submerged ourselves in it, and we can't allow ourselves to we can't allow ourselves to think straight. When we've had all of these amazing ideas and now we've placed on the back burner, waiting for whatever it is that you're waiting for. Still in emotional trauma, unwilling to get the help, telling yourself you can't afford it. When people tell me that, let me be clear. I want to be clear because if you come at me, my grandmother's going to get you. I know that a lot of people are having some financial difficulties. But the one thing I knew for me personally is I could never put a price tag on my well-being. Because if it's going to get me to a healthier, happy place, I'm going to find a way to make it happen. Somehow, some way. I just have to. You just have to. Start talking yourself into what you need for your emotional well-being. You'll be amazed how universe will start responding to your actions. You keep walking around in fear, fear is going to keep following you. You keep walking around in faith, faith is going to follow you. But it does require your work, ladies. I often say, everything you have is in your comfort zone. Everything you want is outside of your comfort zone. Simply remember, everything you have was once outside of your comfort zone. The job you have that you thought you were incapable of getting, it was outside your comfort zone. Now it's inside. The relationship you yearn for is outside your comfort zone. And now it's inside your comfort zone. The house you wanted was outside your comfort zone. But eventually you got it. And it's inside your comfort zone. The business, the car, the education, the feeling free. All of it was outside of your comfort zone at one point in your life. And now it's in. A lot of what you desire, because as you grow, your needs change, your desires change, and it's going to be outside your comfort zone. You don't have to go out and get it if you want it. And you don't have to do some miraculous shit to make it happen. I left corporate, come December, it will be 4 years ago. I've been outside my comfort zone many times. Crying, pissed off. Me and one of my girlfriends, we had a week of buckets. Everything was bucket. So we were working on some things. Here's an interesting story, and it all depends on how you choose to look at it. For the longest time, there has been a desire, a yearning to live outside of the United States. And there was no big parameters. I just knew that I wanted to live in a certain destination. And my first year of being out of my corporate job, without a safety net down there to catch me, I went and stayed in Anguilla for a month. A month. I desired something different. I stepped outside my comfort zone to make it happen. And I was able to stay there for a month. Now, most people would technically say, well, that's not living there. But in my mind, I lived there for a month. I had an apartment, I worked, I played, I ate. The next year, I went to Bali, stayed for a month. I played, I ate, made amazing connections. Now I'm here in Mexico for a month. I'm working, I'm building relationships. I'm eating way too much bread. But I'm living here. It all depends on the vision that you have. Am I living here 365 days a year in those places? No. But I'm giving myself the opportunity to experience what brings me joy, what feels good. And it's important that you do that. And sometimes it'll feel uncomfortable. It may not always be easy, but you have to give yourself permission to experience what it is that you desire in order to know if you truly like it. Because you won't know. And this is with anything. And before you say, well, Tina, I ain't like you. No, you're not like me. You're like you. And deep down, you know what you desire to have in your life. You know what you desire to feel, how you desire to feel. Why should we continuously walk around miserable, in pain, in discomfort, existing, instead of truly living? Like, really living on your own terms. Instead of being worried about what other people are going to think and say and do, I don't care. I truly don't. Because at the end of the day, nobody's paying my bills. Because I still got bills at home as I'm paying bills here. No one's feeding me. No one dealing with my shit except me. So I don't care. When you get out the frame of mind of being so concerned about other people and what they're going to say and think, your life will be so much better. I I don't care. You will start marching to the beat of your own drums. Now, let me be clear what I do care about coming up. Y'all go take them leaves and be like, Tina Hines told me to do it, and everybody come hunting for me. It's just something that's deep inside of you that you know you want to do. Whatever that it is for you, you have to know what that it is for you. Something you've been wanting to do for a long time. Like, it's amazing that I keep meeting women who are at a space in their lives where they're feeling unfulfilled. And what is it going to take for you to get that feeling back? What is it that you've stopped doing? What do you want to do more of? And what steps are you willing to take to make it happen? It's not to say that I don't love my son any less, I don't love my mom any less, I don't love my family less, but at some point you gotta be, I don't like to say it's selfish, but self-full and fill up your own tank. Because at the end of the day, because these are the rules, when I transition, and I told my bestie this, when I transition, y'all, and y'all sprinkle my ashes in some ocean, preferably Anguilla, the one thing you will always be able to say is, she did what she wanted to do. You won't have to question that. In the last years of my life, whenever that happens to come to an end, I lived it the way I wanted to live it, not the way I was expected to live it. Some of us are still living in the expectation of what our family has for us or had for us. Some of us are still trying to, meet other people's expectations. And the crazy part about other people's expectations that are not your expectations is this. They can always change their expectations. And it gets harder and harder for you to meet them because they keep changing them. And you'll be like, am I ever going to win? No, because they're going to keep changing them. So you set up your own expectations for yourself. And you supersede them. You don't have to prove it to anyone else. You're just simply proving it to yourself of what you are capable of doing that you always knew you were capable of doing, but you had a little bit of doubt because other people were whispering in your ear and whispering behind your back. Don't worry about them. Some of y'all need to come hang with me for a little bit. You won't return home the same. I promise you, you won't. There will be some people who will dislike Tina C. Hines. I don't care if it gets you what you need. You're going to have to get uncomfortable to get what you want. Whatever your want is. So that's my message for today. I want to wish you an amazing, what's today, y'all? Thursday? I don't even know. Or Friday. It's Friday. It's Friday. So have an amazing weekend. I hope I gave you some food for thought. If I did, share it with 5 friends. If I can be of service to you, you can always go to my website, tinachines.com, and schedule your consultation. Bring Kleenex. Hold on to that word denial. Don't even notice I am lying. The first time I heard it hit me hard. So think about what I was lying to myself about. And start transitioning it to the truth. Everybody write truth in the comments before I close. Whatever your truth is for you. What it means for you. The visualization, what it looks like for you. The rumble in your belly, what it feels like for you. your truth. Your truth. Have a wonderful afternoon. Take care.